What up, peeps? It's your boy Heck Steve. Welcome back to the channel, and today I've got a lot of pickups to show you guys that I've picked up over the last 2 to 3 weeks. But first, we're going to start with the what I based the title around, and that's the Resellers took an L today. So I went into Gamestop today. Today is July 11th, 2025, and I went and picked up Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 for the Switch 2, which speaking of Resellers taking an L, I took an L on this. If you look right there, it says download code, so you don't even get a game key card with this. So basically, I bought some shelf decor, but I am going to stream this tonight, so if you're watching this on the day that the video releases, July 11th, 2025, you can catch me playing this on the Switch 2 tonight. Stop in and say hi. But while I was there, I decided to take a look around, and I have a game. It's a retro GameStop, so we've got retro stuff, and some of these games I'll show in a little bit. I picked up from there like last weekend, but I saw this game on the shelf while I was there. It's for the DS, and I'll just go ahead and tell you what it is. It's Pokemon Heartgold version. They had it for $99.99 or $94.99 if you're a pro member. So I saw that on the shelf, and I said, there ain't no way that that's complete. And then I opened it up, and lo and behold, it was complete. It's got the little advertisement. You've got the safety instructions. You've got the Club Nintendo. You've got your Wi-Fi stuff and the booklet. So I was like, well, damn, that's freaking sweet. And so then I was like, well, let me go up to the counter and, double check the cartridge because, there's a lot of word out there that GameStop takes in counterfeit cartridges. Well, did in fact check the cartridge, held it up to the light, made sure it was all good, and it is. Price charting right now, it goes for about $191, but if you look at recent solds, it's about $230 to $250. Really great copy, other than the fact that there's a huge GameStop sticker on there. But I already have this game, and the reason that I bought it is because I knew if I left it there, a reseller was definitely going to get this. Like, the odds that somebody that really needed it was going to be able to get it versus a reseller were really low. So what I did, as soon as I saw it, I had it in my hands. I took photos of it. I sent it out to the Discord. I said, hey, does anybody want this? It's $100 versus, close to $200. And Nash from Discord, he's a moderator. He used to make my thumbnails. He's a friend of mine. He said he wanted it. So I went ahead and I bought this on my GameStop card. So I'll be getting rewards points. And that's kind of like what I'm going to get as like my fee or whatever. Like a couple, $4 or $5 worth of reward certificates. And that's fine with me. Because I didn't buy this to flip it like a reseller would. And I knew, I've been to this GameStop before. And I've had resellers try to snipe my trades. Like, I'll be walking in with a stack of games. They'll be like, hey, can I take a look at those? And I would always tell them to, to fuck off in a more politer way. I'm not just mean to random people in real life like that, as much as you would think I would be, based on my character, Heckin Steve. But yeah, resellers took the L today, man, because I was able to pick this up, and it'll be sold at $94.99 plus tax, and then plus shipping, which would probably be like $5 or $6 to Nash. So yeah, get to hook up a buddy, and then I'll get some reward certificates for the purchase. So hell yeah, dude, that's a W find. And like I said, I mean, like, stuff like that rarely happens at that GameStop. So yeah, that's cool. So yeah, that's what the thumbnail and the title of the video was all about. But let's go ahead and get into the pickups here. So this came out yesterday. I don't know why it didn't come out on the same day as Tony Hawk, but I picked up College Football 26 for the Series X. Won't be streaming this game just because I don't have my Xbox in here, on my Elgato or whatever, and I don't feel like moving it. Plus, you guys don't want to see me play a football game anyways because I'm not that great, but I do love playing like Ultimate Team and Dynasty mode with a couple of buddies on this, so really excited to pick that up. All right, I got a lot of vintage stuff, and I've got something really cool, two really cool kind of Grail pieces for me to show towards the end. So first up, I got Twisted Metal Black finally, for the PS2. Kind of surprised I didn't buy it yet, but yeah, it's complete. It is the greatest hits copy, but I don't care. Got that. And then, man, I used to have this as a kid, but when I had it, it didn't actually say it was a mystery novel, but it's for the DS called Hotel Dusk, Room 215. Very interesting, man. Very interesting game / mystery novel. Some more Pokemon games. We got Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Darkness. Excuse me. Just drink a huge coffee right before I film this, so I'm kind of like anxious and getting out of breath a little bit from the coffee there. That happens to me, man. Like when I get anxious, man, it's like my breathing gets harder. I don't know. But yeah. Mystery Dungeon Explorers Darkness. I never played this one, but it is complete. We'll check it out. Pokemon Ranger. That's another one that a lot of people don't talk about, but it's pretty good too. It's decent. And then Rumble Blast for the 3DS. Haven't played that one. And all those were complete. I guess when you think about it, I'm just trying to buy all of the Pokemon games at this point, complete in box. Except for Emerald and Crystal. I'm not going to do that. That's psychotic. Because they're like in the $600 and $700, $800 range. Hell no. PSP, man, we got a good stack of PSP stuff. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, the only Kingdom Hearts game that I've beaten. This is actually the one that got me into the series. I played it before when I had a modded PSP back in the day, and so I was happy to pick this up complete in box. We've got God of War, Chains of Olympus. If you like God of War, you got to play the PSP game. Of course, it's on the, I think it's on that God of War Saga compilation. So if you have that for PS3, I think that's on there if I'm not mistaken. Ape Escape on the Loose. Kind of curious how this is going to work, seeing as you needed, both analog sticks on the PlayStation for Ape Escape. I'm sure they figured out how to do it. Or maybe this isn't like a traditional Ape Escape game. Seeing like is that like boxing and tennis on the back? This is kind of crazy. I don't know. I might have to check this out soon. My PSP battery's probably dead. I need to charge it. If you don't mess with those things for a while, man, they just drain. It's probably better to just leave them dead, honestly. I don't know, though. If you guys know, let me know in the comments. Because, it's one of those things where it's like, do you leave it dead or do you have to keep up with it and keep it charged so that it stays healthy? I know with the Wii U tablet, I think you kind of want to charge it all the time. Because if you leave it dead for too long, it, stops working. I don't know, man. I don't even know if there's any truth to any of that. I just keep hearing that. Then we got Hot Shots Tennis Get a Grip for the PSP. Three more PSP games. We got Madden 2006. Just thought it'd be cool to have some handheld Madden. Might actually buy Madden 26 on the Switch too. I'm still waiting to hear reviews on how that's going to go. If it does 60 FPS, 1080p handheld, and 60 FPS 1440p on the dock, I'm in. Because I feel like I'd play it more if I could just play it in my bed, like in my hands. Pause. Ridge Racer for the PSP. You gotta love Ridge Racer, right? And we've got Secret Agent Clank, which I have not played, but I do love Ratchet and Clank games. And that's all of the PSP stuff. All right, we still got a good amount of stuff left to show here. All right, next up we've got WWE All-Stars. So this is actually from the batch of games that I bought last weekend at the same GameStop. We got WWE All-Stars for the Wii. It is complete. I think I've only played the demo of this, so I'm going to have to play this soon. And actually, I'm probably going to stream some Wii games soon, especially some Wii Sports and Wii Sports Resort. Then we got Lord of the Rings, Two Towers for the PS2. Great game. Honestly, one of the best movie games, if I'm not, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean, I would definitely put it up there as like a top movie game. It's got a lot of footage from the movies in it, too. For $8, dude, complete in box. People sleep on that. Then we got The Sims busting out. Greatest hits copy for the PS2. If I was going to play The Sims, I'd just play it on the computer. But I used to play this a lot as a kid. This and the Herbs Sims in the City. So I had to get it for the personal collection. And then we got NBA Ballers, Chosen One. I can't remember if I played this, but I'm assuming it probably plays a lot like NBA Street. And it was cheap, so I ended up picking that up. All right, 3 things left to show off here. I've mentioned this a few times in the live streams. I bought the strategy guide to Breath of the Wild. And man, you want to know a major bummer here. So this is usually like $40 or $50 for this hardback strategy guide. I got it on Amazon when it was on sale for like 20 something bucks. First thing I did is I like unraveled this map, and man, I guess I was just too excited when I did it. But if you could see right there in the middle, come here. It's not participating, cooperating. I fucking ripped it, man. Major bummer, dude. So I'm thinking what I'll probably end up doing here is trying to frame this up, because I can't be trusted to unfold this every time I want to take a look at it. But this strategy guide is freaking legit, and it was very helpful in the last stream I did. We've beaten 2 of the 4 beasts so far, and I do intend to complete it. Keep streaming it as well. It's a lot of fun, man. I like it. I'm glad I gave that game a second chance. I've said that a couple of times already, but really am glad that I gave that a second chance. Alrighty. Final 2 things, and these are like the big Grail things. So we've got complete in box Pokemon Gold for the Game Boy Color. Came in this like fancy ass hard shell case. I'm not going to take it out, but yeah, it is complete, and it's in fantastic shape. Looks great. They did have silver in the box, but no Manny, because I always played silver as a kid growing up, and my best friend had gold. So yeah, still waiting to find a complete in box silver, but silver is my favorite Pokemon game. And then the last thing that I bought, and this was kind of like a guilty pleasure of mine, something I've always wanted, but didn't necessarily need, because I've always had a Game Boy Advance SP. I've always had a DS Lite to play Game Boy Advance games on. But man, I've always wanted one of these ever since the first time that I worked at Gamers Alley back in 2013, 2014. And it is a Game Boy Advance Micro. So these things are really sweet. They only play Game Boy Advance games. No Game Boy Color, no Game Boy. And I got Fire Red in there right now, because that's the only Game Boy Advance game I have. But of course, I already had Fire Red. I didn't pick that up this week. Now, when I bought this, I was looking at it in the store, and it had some damage on the screen. And so I was like, man, I can't really pay, or I don't want to buy it for how much it's worth with it having damage on the screen. I can't open this thing. There we go. But then I went home and I remembered that they have face plates. So you see all those smudges and scratches on that? So this is the actual like Nintendo one that was on it when I bought it. But when I went home, I remembered that they have face plates. So I said, man, the screen's probably actually not really messed up. It's just that faceplate. And that ended up being the case. So I bought it, and then I bought this little like $15 screen faceplate off of Amazon. And there it is, man. Looks great. And it's cool because you can like hold down the L and use the volume buttons to lower the brightness or raise the brightness, which is something cool I didn't know about. And, a lot of people would say like it's not ideal to play Game Boy Advance games on this, and that's true. It's not. But when you have tiny hands like me, this is actually kind of comfy to use. So, yeah, I'm really excited to have this in the collection. This is a Grail piece for me. I do need to get some more Game Boy Advance games, so if you guys have any recommendations, please let me know below. I know about some of like Fire Emblem and Golden Sun, the Mega Man Battle Network games, which I have on the Switch that I still haven't played, but I would still just buy the OG Game Boy Advance copies of those games. But yeah, if you have any like hidden gem recommendations for the Game Boy Advance, let me know in the comments below. That concludes my pickups video. It was a really good one. I'm really happy that I was able to get that copy of Heartgold and get it to somebody that I know for sure will appreciate it. But yeah, I would have loved to have just left it for somebody else to find that actually wanted it. But like I said, I've interacted with resellers at that store before, so I know that they lurk and they check the inventory on a regular basis. And yeah, so I had to buy it, man. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, man. Hope I see you in the stream tonight if you're watching this on the day of release, and I will catch you guys in the next video.